Hello and welcome to Crouton Cracker Jacks. Today I'm going to show you how to make this decadent Italian dessert, tiramisu. A mascarpone cheese mixture layered up with ladyfingers soaked in espresso and Kahlua. These are the ingredients you'll need? So let's get started. The first thing I'm going to do is get my espresso mixture ready. I've got 6 ounces of boiling water here, and to that I'm going to add in 2 rounded teaspoons of instant espresso powder. And I'm just going to whisk this together until that instant espresso is dissolved. Now you could use extra strong coffee for this, however, it does kind of tend to have a little bit of a bitter taste, so I recommend getting that instant espresso powder. And to this I'm going to add a 50 milliliter bottle of Kahlua, just to spice things up a little bit. You don't have to add the alcohol if you don't want to, or if you're making this for kids, but it does give it that little something something. And I'm just going to whisk that in, and then I'm going to set this mixture off to the side to cool completely. Next I'm going to set up a double boiler here. I've got a saucepan over medium heat that's at a simmer, and I've got a medium bowl that sits right up on top that I've got 6 egg yolks in. And I'm going to add in 1 cup of sugar to that, and using a whisk I'm going to whisk this constantly for a good 8 to 10 minutes or so, and this will cook the egg yolks. Now you don't want to do this directly over heat. You want to use a double boiler because you don't want scrambled eggs. And you'll see that this mixture is relatively thick. I ended up about halfway through adding in about 2 tablespoons of milk to this mixture to help smooth it out a little bit. Now after constantly stirring this for about 10 minutes in our double boiler, it has come together and it is nice and smooth. Now not all of our sugar will dissolve in this, and that is perfectly fine. It will finish dissolving when we get the other ingredients added in. But I'm going to take this off of heat and again let this cool completely. Now while we're waiting for those mixtures to cool down completely, if you could do me a giant favor and go check out my friend Rosie over at iHeart Recipes. She has an amazing channel here on YouTube with tons of wonderful videos and delicious recipes. She does desserts and appetizers and soul food, and she even does lots of videos for dinner for 2. So I will put a link in the description box as well as an annotation here on the video that you can click, and that will take you directly over to her channel. And if you like what you see, go ahead and subscribe. You will not regret it. And while you're over there, tell her that Crouton Cracker Jacks sent you her way. And now that our mixtures have cooled completely, I'm going to make up some whipped cream. In the bowl of my stand mixer here, I'm going to add in 1.5 cups of cold, heavy whipping cream. Make sure that your bowl is nice and cold as well. I'm going to put on the whisk attachment for my mixer, or you could use a hand mixer for this as well. It works just as fine. And before this gets going too far, I want to add in a splash of vanilla, about a teaspoon or so. And you want to keep whisking this until it comes together and you get a nice stiff whipped cream. Now you don't want to take your whipped cream too far because you'll end up with butter. And that's not what we're looking for. We just want a nice stiff whipped cream. Go ahead and take your whisk attachment off of your mixer and get all that deliciousness into the bowl. And you can see here just how stiff that whipped cream is. That's the exact consistency that we're looking for. Now I've put my egg yolk and sugar mixture into a larger bowl here. And I'm going to add in 1 cup, which is 8 ounces of room temperature mascarpone cheese. Now some places will tell you that it's okay to use cream cheese or ricotta for this. Please don't. Cream cheese is a little bit too sour for this kind of dessert, and ricotta is a little too gritty and grainy. You definitely want to spend the extra money and get some good quality mascarpone cheese. Now most larger grocery stores that have a wide selection of international cheeses will carry mascarpone cheese. It usually comes in 8-ounce tubs, and it is a little pricey, but definitely do spend the extra money for it. You will not regret it. And once that mixture is nice and smooth, you want to go ahead and add in your whipped cream. Now, if you really wanted to, you could use Cool Whip for this. However, again, this is such a decadent dessert. You really want to splurge for the real stuff here. And I'm just going to get my whipped cream into my bowl. And you want to be careful when you're mixing this because you do not want to deflate your whipped cream. So I'm just going to fold this in. And to fold this mixture in, you want to use a spatula and just go right through the center, and then kind of scoop outwards towards the side of the bowl. And slowly but surely this will come together. I know it doesn't look like it's going to come together. Trust me, it will. And once that comes together and it's nice and smooth, you want to go ahead and set this off to the side, and we are ready to assemble our tiramisu. Now to assemble this, I'm going to be using these ladyfinger cookies. You can usually find these in the international section of most larger grocery stores. It is a 3.5 ounce box, and you will need 2 of these per pan of tiramisu. And I've got a 9-inch by 9-inch glass baking dish that I will be making this in. And I'm just going to take those ladyfingers and dip them into the espresso mixture, and then put them into the pan. Now you do not want to let these soak for more than just a few seconds, because as you can see here, they will get really logged down with that espresso mixture, and you won't have enough to finish out the rest of the tiramisu. So just put them in there for just a couple of seconds, take them out, and then line the bottom of your pan. And you just want to keep going through until you get a nice even layer all across the bottom of your pan. Next, I'm going to take half of my mascarpone and egg yolk and sugar and whipped cream mixture, and I'm going to place a layer of that right on top of our ladyfingers. Now you don't have to measure this out and, be scientific and exact, just roughly half. And you want to smooth that out over the top. And then we are going to repeat the layer one more time with a layer of ladyfingers soaked in that espresso and Kahlua mixture. And you just want to put these right up on top and kind of press them down a little bit into the mascarpone cheese mixture. Keep going through until you've used the second box. And then finally you want to top this with the rest of your mascarpone cheese mixture. You just want to spread this out all the way to the sides and get a nice even layer right up on top. And then you want to cover this with either wax paper or foil or saran wrap or whatever you happen to have. And you want to refrigerate this for at least 8 hours. Resist the urge to cut into this and taste it before 8 hours. This is one of those desserts that really, it gets better as it sits. And about 2 days after you make it is really when it is at its best. So if you want to make this for a special occasion, make it 2 days in advance, and it is absolutely amazing. And then when you're ready to serve it up, go ahead and cut yourself a slice, put it onto a plate, and then take some unsweetened cocoa powder and just put a spoonful or so into a little tiny colander or sieve or whatever you want to call it. And then you can just dust a little bit of that unsweetened cocoa powder right on top. And this puts it over the edge. This is so delicious, so amazing. You will not regret making this at all. And there you go, how to make tiramisu at home. Hope you guys enjoy, and thanks so much for watching.